So there's are situations where we have to take an equation in point slope form, maybe because all we know about a linear function is one data point and the rate, which is the slope, or um, you'll see that it's sometimes very efficient and easy to convert it from one to the other. So for whatever reason that we're given, we'll have to take an equation in point slope form, convert it to slope intercept. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into that. So first, let's write down what they look like. Y minus y1 equals m parentheses x minus x1. So that's point slope. And mathematically, with our algebra skills, we're going to convert it to y equals mx plus b. Okay. So we'll go from knowing a point and the slope to knowing the y-intercept, which is actually a point, and the slope. So here's how we do that. Let's just say for all of these, we're going to express the final equation final equation in slope-intercept form. Express the final equation in point slope form, in slope-intercept form. Okay, so let's just start with a linear function in point slope form. So write this down. Y take away 7 equals 1/2 parentheses x plus 8. Okay, let's do that. So we have this equation in point slope form, and we want to just use our algebra skills to form an equation that looks this way. So our main concern is to get y by itself, and then move around a few things on the other side. So we're going to start by getting rid of the parentheses, getting rid of the 1/2 outside the parentheses. And the way we'll achieve that is distribute. Almost always you can distribute. And so that's what we're going to do here. So let's see what that gives us. That will be y minus 7 equals 1/2 x. And when I multiply a half with 8, I get half of 8 is 4. So there is our first step, distribute. And we're almost there, believe it or not. We have everything we need here. Like, for example, I already know the slope. The slope is 1/2, obviously. But I can't have the minus 7 there. We got to get rid of it. So what do I have to do? Add it. Remember doing that on both sides because it is a transformation. It's gone on the left side. I get y, which is what I wanted, all by itself, equals, bring down the 1/2 x plus 11. And now I know what the equation looks like in slope-intercept. Okay. So that wasn't too bad, right? Just distribute, get rid of the constant on the left, and you have your answer in slope-intercept. We know it's going to cross 11 comma or 0 comma 11 on the y-axis, and we know the slope. Okay, what if we know this? Number 2. So I can come up many different ways. Say I know a point on the line is 9, -4, and the slope is -2/3. Okay, so this is what we know. So let's start off by taking that information, realizing this is just a point. So x1 is there, y1 is there. Plug that into point slope form because we know a point. So let's put it into point slope and start with that. Okay, so that's going to give me -4. So what does it become over here? +4. We know the slope is -2/3. And then -9. Okay. So far, so good. Now we do this. You got to distribute a -2/3. Not incredibly easy, but not impossible. So let's see what that gives us. We got y plus 4 here equals -2/3 times x after we distribute it there. You got a negative times a negative. So that'll be plus. And what do you get when you multiply 2/3 with 9? 2/3 of 9. Let me try a little bit of side work. 2/3, and well, I'll make it -2/3 because that's really what I have. And I'm going to multiply that times -9/1. If you want to think of it that way. Okay. I can cross cancel definitely. 3 goes into 3, I get 1. 3 goes into 9, I get 3. So what do I get? 6/1. I'll just write it as 6. So this is going to be +6. Okay. So I got that now. Get rid of the 4. And the final answer is y equals -2/3 times x plus 6. Yes. Oh, what am I doing? Thank you. Yes. +2. Okay, +2. Okay. So sometimes you may need to take a point on the slope and do that. How about if all you're given is 2 points? Let me show you number 3. So we have -4, -6. And we also have 3 -6. Okay. So now we don't have a slope. So guess what we have to do? Yeah, do that subtraction, the slope formula, basically. So we're going to find the slope with the slope formula. M equals minus. And the way I usually think of it is I take my second ordered pair, turn it, so -6 is on top, 3 is on the bottom, and they're going to go here. -6, that's the y value. 3's The x value goes on the bottom. Do the same thing with your second ordered pair. -6 goes on top. -4 goes on the bottom. We can do a little bit of keep change opposite. Anytime I see negatives, I do keep change flip. Keep change opposite. Keep change opposite. Keep change opposite. So what does that give us? -6 and 6. That makes 0. 3 and 4 makes 7. Okay. What's 0, 7? 0. So our slope is 0. Let's see what that does. Plug in either ordered pair. So pick an ordered pair. It doesn't matter which one, whichever one you want to work with. I'll work with that one. So pick this, use this point and that slope. Let's plug it into point slope. So now we're going to plug in like we did here. So we're going to get y, and then it's going to be minus, but that's a -6, so +6 equals 0, parentheses x minus 3. I just picked one of the two. Either one's going to give you the same answer. So it doesn't matter which, pick the one you think was easier to work with. What's going to happen when I multiply 0 times all of this? It's going to become 0. So I get y plus 6 equals 0. So just solve for y. What are you going to get? Y equals, well, you're going to subtract it though. So y equals -6. Remember, you subtract it on both sides. Anyone remember what kind of a special line we get when you get this? It's either horizontal or vertical. It's a horizontal line. When the slope is 0, you got a horizontal line. So I figured this was a good time to introduce getting those special lines, vertical or horizontal. So this is going to be horizontal, crossing the y-axis at -6. Number 4. Let's do 4, 8, and 4, -7. Okay. So let's figure this out. Plug this into the slope formula. So let's put in some numbers. What would go top bottom here? -7 and 4. That means on top and bottom here we would have 8 and 4. Okay. So let's see what we get now. -7, take away 8 is -15. 4 minus 4 is 0. What do we get when it's the zeros on the bottom? Undefined. Ooh, that's good. I'm glad you guys, or we have one person, I'm sure more had that. When it's undefined when the zero's on the bottom. That means it's a vertical line. That means it's going to go straight up and down. And look at this. What's the x value for both of these coordinates? 4. So that means our line is x equals 4. Okay? You can pretty much, whenever you see one of these where both x values are equal, you don't even have to go through finding the slope or any of that. The slope is going to be undefined because the denominator will give you 0. You can go straight to saying, okay, that's x equals 4. If both numbers were -3, x equals -3, whatever the x values are. Okay? So x equals 4 in this case. Okay? We'll just do one more. How about that? So last one. Is anyone still writing this? Number 5, last one. Okay. We're going to do 6, 4, and 4, 1. So take a look at your x values. They're not equal, so it won't be undefined. Take a look at your y values. They're not equal, so it's not going to be a 0 slope. We just have to figure out now what we have. It's going to have some sort of slope. Let's start with slope formula. Okay, with your table partner, find the slope, please. Figure out what the slope is to begin with. I'll give you a couple minutes. So if you want to think through it, write a little bit, give it a shot yourself, and then compare. Go ahead. So right now is your thinking time for a minute. Take another minute or two to try it on your own and then share your results. Now that we have a slope, let's go ahead and pick a point. Doesn't matter which point you like. Let's all pick this. No, actually, let's do this. Yeah, let's pick a point. Which one do you want to pick? 4, 1. I would pick 4, 1 myself. And then we're going to do this twice. The second time through, we'll pick 6, 4, and you'll see that we get the same answer. So let's do this. Let's plug this in, this point, that slope, into point slope form. So we're going to get y minus 1 equals 3/2 parentheses x minus 4. And we're going to distribute. So we're going to multiply through by 3/2, and we're going to get y minus 1 equals 3/2 times x. And then we're going to multiply 3/2 times 4. So think about this. I'm going to just do the side work here.
Is that 3/2 times -4?
Times -4, yes. Okay. Think of it as -4 over 1. Question is, can I cross cancel? Yeah, let's do that. 2 goes into 2 once, 2 goes into 4 2 times. So I got -2. So what's my answer here after all that? -6. So -6 here. Okay. And let's get rid of the -1. And we get y equals 3/2 times x minus 5. Okay? So that's when we picked 4, 1. Okay, so what we're going to do now, more to show you that it doesn't matter which of the two ordered pairs you pick. Let's do the same thing except we're going to pick our other point, 6, 4. Plus, it's good practice for what we're going to do here. So I'm going to pick 6, 4 and our slope 3/2. So let's set it up in point slope form that way. Y minus 4 equals 3/2 parentheses x minus 6. Okay? And so we're going to distribute 3/2. So practice this, write it down. We're going to multiply 3/2 times -6. Over 1. Let's just write everything else we get. Y minus 4 equals 3/2x. And then it's going to be minus because it's a positive times a negative. But let's cross cancel because I already see we can do that. 1 there, 3 there. And we get 3 times -3. Our answer is -9. Okay, so let's put -9 here. And what we're going to do is get rid of this 4 by adding 4. And lo and behold, look at our answer. Y equals 3/2x minus 5. Same answer. Because it won't matter which of the points you pick. You should get the final answer equal in slope-intercept. Okay. So on today's assignment, mainly this is what we're going to be doing. Taking a pair of points, putting it into slope-intercept, and then putting it into point slope rather, and then convert to slope-intercept. Okay.